Alchemist podcast. My name is Martine. With me today, I actually have my good friend Erick Garcia. How are you doing today, Erick?
Pretty good.
So, as I'm sure most of you guys can tell, this is a little bit different than our traditional Anime Alchemist episodes. This is our bonus manga talk episode with Martine. I've been wanting to do this for so long, ever since we had our last one, to be honest with you, because so much has happened in One Piece, and
it has.
Things just keep stacking up, like each week by week by week, like more and more stuff happens. And I was like, God, like there's no way that I can just talk about this in a small segment on a regular episode. Like I had to dedicate like an entire thing for it because there's so much to discuss.
Mm-hmm.
And I have, obviously, I can't really talk about it with Gary and Emery because they're wanting to stay with the anime, right? Which I really honestly do like because I get to see their like initial reactions to everything. And I think it's so cool because it reminds me of like when we reacted to it. So you get to see like from like a different perspective, for example. But it's very difficult because I have to really like watch what I say so I don't spoil anything for them. But I think I've been doing a pretty good job overall.
Yeah, you actually have, because I'm surprised they don't know a lot.
Yeah,
that has
right?
happened.
They're really good at guessing stuff though, honestly, because I've been keeping like track of all of the theories that they come up with and like where they think the story will go. And they've gotten a lot of things right, surprisingly.
Yeah, because you told me some of the stuff, and I'm like,
That's
it's kind of impressive.
It's really, really close. So it'll be funny once it does show in the anime. I'll pull this episode back up for them. I'll be like, hey, do you guys remember when like you said this on like April or whatever? And they'll, I'm excited to see that. But I think this will be, very much needed for both of us because we've been wanting to just talk about One Piece for a good minute, And especially now that, WANO's pretty much wrapped up, we are still in WANO, but I think this will be a good time to kind of like talk about our overall thoughts on the WANO arc, what we liked, what we didn't like, things we're expecting to see in the future, and just kind of, really casually have a good conversation about it. So if you haven't already realized, spoiler warning, if you have not read the One Piece manga past the anime, we will be talking about all of the fights that happen, all of the revelations, characters that come into play. So if you don't want to be spoiled, this episode's not for you, unfortunately, but whenever it does get shown in the anime, come back and let us know what you think, okay? So without further ado, where we left off the last time we talked about this was with Momonosuke turning into an adult, correct? And I remember how that blew everyone's mind because it was like right there. He was with Shinobu the entire time and we knew her abilities, but I don't think we ever realized that her ability could like translate to being used on actual people.
Yeah.
Right?
Because it didn't show it.
Exactly. It never showed it. So the fact that it was actually possible, it made a lot of sense. But the stipulation was that it's not like Bonnie's fruit. Bonnie can go back and forth, right? And age and de-age people. This, like with this, if Momo turns into an adult, there's no way for him to go back to being a kid.
Yeah, he stays like that. So it's almost like her devil fruit's inferior to Bonnie's.
Yeah, it's completely different. And I think that's really interesting because it shows how similar certain devil fruits can be, but obviously they are going to be completely different, right? So it depends on who gets them and how they end up using it, right?
Yeah.
And I think the situation in using it with Momonosuke was ideal because Momo's been with us for so long, right? Since Punk Hazard is when we first met him. And he's been with the Straw Hats for years, in our real time. And it's been really crazy to see his character development, honestly, from being like that traditional, scared samurai kid who, unbeknownst to us, had lost his father and his entire country, right? But we had no idea. Having him journey with the Straw Hats and take down people like Doflamingo, get through meeting the people of Zoe and all of that to where we are now in Wano. I think it's crazy to see how much he's really grown up, and I think it's really nice that we got like a literal way to see his growth in him turning into an adult. Don't you think?
Yeah, I'm glad it paid off. I think it paid off because I mean, it's like you said, it's been so long that we've been with Momo and that we've seen how he's progressed.
Yeah.
And when that drop, when what's her name, Shinobu, used the her devil fruit,
yeah.
and I'm like, I was surprised. I wish we could have seen it at that point, but I knew he was saving it till later.
Yeah.
But
basically kept it in his back pocket until the end of the raid, which is just like Oda to do, honestly.
Yeah. So and then like him coming in with his devil fruit, the artificial one, the dragon.
Yeah.
It looked pretty good. I mean, it looked just like Kaido's.
Oh my god, that panel was so well drawn. I saw it, and then I saw people doing the fan coloring, because obviously like the official colors weren't released at that time, and it looked so good. Like Momo's adult dragon form looked just as good as Kaido's in my opinion, but pink.
When Kaido first saw the dragon, he was like,
the hell? Like, who the fuck is this, right? It was so cool. And I think what made this really funny too, and keeping it in typical like One Piece fashion, is that just because he grew up and became an adult, his mind was still a child though.
Yeah.
And I think that's really funny because he doesn't get a random power up because it's not really a power up, right? It's a physical like enhancement, if you want to call it that. But he has to be mature enough mentally to be able to actually help out and do stuff, right? So now, like and I'm noticing it a lot now with the anime, right? Because on a lot of these episodes recently, it's been focusing a lot on Momonosuke, talking about like he wishes he could help and he wishes he wasn't like a burden to people, because obviously Yamato and Shinobu are protecting him, right, from everyone trying to like capture Momo. And he's a kid, like obviously
he really can't do much.
He's in Yonko territory, and like it must be really hard for him to like I guess come to grips with the fact that he has to rely on everyone else. So giving him this opportunity to be an adult, right, and have to mature mentally, in this situation, I think was really cool for his character overall. And to me, it was actually really satisfying.
Yeah.
It took a minute.
I mean, even though he couldn't really do a lot with the dragon breath and all that, he still tried. And that's what I like.
Oh, yeah, for sure. He wasn't like... I'm glad that it wasn't like, useless, I guess. Because sometimes, a lot of anime will do something really, really cool and then just completely drop the ball with it, right? I think having Momo take care of the island, for example, and fly around and really have to master like the flame clouds to be able to control the island from falling on the flower capital was perfect for him, because that's our first introduction to him, if you think about it, right? It goes back to the very first time we saw him when he was stuck at the pit at Punk Hazard, right? And he didn't know that he could fly with those clouds, right? He like very just I guess coincidentally was able to get out, right, because he was freaking out and stuff. But I think this was a really nice homage to that, because he
the first time we saw him, it was like that,
and it was like such a high stakes thing that I think that paid off really, really well. And I'm really happy with that decision, because it wouldn't have made sense in my opinion for him to actually have to fight anybody. Just because you have a big strong form doesn't mean you have an understanding of that devil fruit. It doesn't mean you've learned hockey by any means. And if you don't know how to use hockey, you're not gonna be able to fight anybody on this island at all.
And he doesn't even know how to use the sword either.
Exactly. Yeah. So he obviously still has a lot to learn, but I'm really, really happy that he got a moment to shine. And honestly, I was very, very satisfied with that.
Yeah.
Now, let's talk about our boy real quick. Luffy riding Momonosuke all the way back up to the island.
Yeah, so at this point, at that point, he got knocked off of Onigashima, and essentially he lost the round.
Yeah.
And Kaido was already saying like, oh, how disappointed he was. But when Luffy came back on top of Momo, it was pretty dope.
It was so cool. That was a really nice moment. And I love that he pulled out Snake Man as soon as he got there, because I've been wanting to see Snake Man again for a minute.
Yeah, it's actually pretty. It's one of my favorites.
It's still probably one of my favorites. Like as cool as obviously Gear 5th was.
Yeah,
Snake Man's pretty unique, and it will always hold a special place in my heart based off that Katakuri fight.
Yeah,
that Katakuri fight was fucking beautiful.
It was pretty good.
Yeah, so it was really nice seeing him be able to like pull it out again, and being able to fight alongside Yamato, because at this point Yamato was trying to hold off Kaido for Luffy, right?
Exactly. Yeah, and we can talk about Yamato. She finally showed her devil fruit.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, it's actually pretty. I actually like it.
I like it a lot too. Yeah. I don't know how I felt about it when it first got released. The design was a little like different.
It's because it was a mythical zone, and I honestly did not know anything about this type of creature or whatever it is. But the design wise, it looked pretty good. I liked it, and she knows how to use it.
Oh hell yeah!
No wonder Kaido said like it's a strong one. and it's just for her because I mean he got it for her.
Yeah, no, for sure. She fucking put it to use, and I'm excited to see how they animate that fight.
Yeah, especially with her like the ice ability she had. Yeah, I want to see that.
It'll be a really nice clash with like Kaido's blast breath and stuff like that too, because like they both fight and they're hybrids essentially. So
yeah, you're right.
It's a hybrid versus hybrid thing, and I fucking love Yamato. She's been my favorite part of Wano, like easily.
Really?
Yes, dude, she's awesome. She whatever she wants to go by, I love her, and I love her design. I love her personality. I love how strong she is, and I love that she has like a goal in mind. You know, she's not just blindly following Luffy because why not? She's wanting to follow Luffy because of her experiences with Ace.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The anime did a really good job with that backstory, by the way.
Really?
I don't know if you ever got around to seeing it.
No, I need to.
Bruh.
But I saw little snippets of it and it looked pretty good.
It's really, really good.
Did it flesh it out a little bit more than in that manga?
It felt a little bit more natural, I think. Like in the manga, you see it, but I feel like that's one thing that the anime has over the manga is that, the pacing obviously is slower overall, but that's because they choose to like, dive into those little points and flesh it out a little bit better because they're trying to tell a story, right? And with an anime, you have the opportunity to use like movement and different colors and music. All of those are used really, really well to like convey certain themes and like certain points of view that the characters might have. And I think the anime did a really good job of showing like how close Yamato and Ace were and how big of an impact Ace's death had on Yamato, to where when Luffy did show up, she had already heard about him through Ace, and he put him in such a high regard that it made sense for her to want to follow him,
And not just him, but the Straw Hats.
The Straw Hats in general, yeah.
She knows every single member. She's been following them.
100%. And I think she clicks really well with everybody, to be honest. Like, I think it's funny because, Sanji's going to simp over her no matter what, but she's also strong as fuck, bro. Like, when she first got introduced and everything, and we were made aware that she was wanting to join the Straw Hats, it immediately became a conversation of, oh no, like who's the monster trio now, right? Is it like, did she kick Sanji out, or is she? What about Jinbei? Like who's stronger than who? Basically?
I feel like the whole Jinbei coming in, because Jinbei and then now Yamato potentially probably a Straw Hat member now, it throws a whole monster trio
out of whack.
Yeah, and it's been the debate for a while.
Yeah, and that's still going on because we still have no clear confirmation. The only thing though is that, like, how remember when Robin was fighting Black Maria and she was talking about the left and right hand of the Pirate King?
Yeah.
She made it very clear that Zoro and Sanji are the left and right hand of Luffy. And I feel like I don't think the monster trio has anything to do with strength anymore. I think it has more so to do with like their importance to helping Luffy get to his goal, right? Like Zoro, we all very clearly know, would do anything and would sacrifice his life, no questions asked, for Luffy, right? And I feel the same way about Sanji, honestly. Like, I think Sanji would, he just hasn't had the opportunity to. The only opportunity we did see was when he was fighting Queen, and I know I'm jumping the gun a little bit, but this kind of ties into the topic. When he was fighting Queen, and then he thought that he had hit a woman, right? Because of his like cybernetic, I guess, abilities, or what was it?
I think it was the whole thing. He was scared of, like, he was gonna turn into his brothers.
Exactly.
The emotions.
Yeah. He was, he immediately told Zoro, it's like, hey, if I'm not the same person after this, I need you to put me down. And it wasn't like them bickering or anything. This was a very serious moment, serious conversation. And I'm pretty sure he referred to him as Zoro. I don't think he called him Mossad at that moment.
I think you're right.
And I hope.
Because, Sanji was serious when he was talking to Zoro.
Yeah.
I think Zoro was like, was he about to fight King or something like that?
I think he was in the middle of fighting, but it was still like Sanji finishing up his fight with Queen. And then as soon as that finished up, then we moved into the main part of Zoro versus King. Yeah. So it was fucking really.
And nice. We had a whole arc about that in the previous arc in Whole Cake about his family. But I'm honestly, I'm kind of glad he kind of a little bit of a power up, I guess you could say. Because we thought it was gonna be the raid suit.
Yeah.
At the longest, I always thought it was gonna be the raid suit. But then, like, you see Sanji didn't want it.
No, it wasn't for him. Like, yes, it helped him in those moments when he needed to be a little stronger, but I love the fact that he doesn't need the suit and he refused to keep
Yeah.
using that suit throughout the fight with Queen. And even Queen was bugging him. He's like, why aren't you using your
'Cause
raid suit?
he
Come
wanted
on.
to
Like,
use it. He wanted to
show me
see
that
it.
Derma tech,
Exact-
right?
uh-huh.
And Sanji's like, no, like fuck that. I don't want anything to do with them because they made my life miserable. I
Mhm.
don't stand by anything that they do. I don't even consider them family. So I love that he stayed true to that. And moments like that is what will always convince me that Sanji is one of the best written Straw Hats because he has like morals that he stands by, bro. He
Mhm.
has like, yes, he's a simp. Yes, he, falls, he can't fight any girl in the show or anything, whatever. But that's just like it's a trait and it's like a goofy trait that he has. But he stands by his morals, and I think Whole Cake by itself kind of proved that he is a very deep character with,
Mhm.
conflicts that he, has to deal with. And this is really just a continuation of that too, because Whole Cake was such an important arc for Sanji. Like he almost left the Straw Hats. So for him to really stand by his ideals that he doesn't want to be associated with Germa, I think that really merited like that, I guess, kind of awakening that he had.
Yeah.
And I'm really glad that now he has the strength that he would have had with the raid suit, but he doesn't need to rely on this raid suit.
Yeah. So I guess you can say like he had those powers in a way as his
Mhm.
brothers. They were just dormant.
Yeah, and what I've seen from the community a lot, I don't know if it's true or not, but I think it was because him using the raid suit essentially helped activate those dormant abilities or something.
I mean, it could be
Which could be.
because like I think there was really no signs of it uh about those powers before the raid suit, but
I don't remember.
I could believe if that's true, then I could believe it.
Yeah, yeah. And like it makes sense, honestly. I really doubt we'll ever get a formal explanation because that's just not something Oda does, honestly. But I'm cool with it. I think it makes enough sense that we can kind of piece it together. Don't you think?
Yeah.
So that was really nice. But yeah, no. I mean, I don't know if you want to jump straight into the King, Queen, and Jack fights or finish up with Luffy, but oh wait. Oh, Luffy and Kaido splitting the sky.
Oh, the clash.
Dude, that's still one of my favorite moments because that's like it's like a bucket list item for being a Yonko, in my opinion. Like, hey, are you really a Yonko if you didn't split the sky with someone,
in a
bro?
clash? Yeah,
It's a big deal. Everyone's done it. Shanks did it. Big Mom, Kaido. Like, it's
I think right now the only one who hasn't done it is Blackbeard.
Oh my
Yeah.
god, dude! I really hope we'll get one with him and Luffy.
Yeah.
Because did he fight? No, he didn't fight Shanks when he was a Yonko, right? He only fought Shanks like back in the day.
Back when he was in Whitebeard.
When he was part of Whitebeard's crew.
Yeah, that's when and Roger was still when Shanks was still in Roger's crew.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Because I know he got the scar from him, but I really doubt that they had like a formal clash like that.
No.
So
The closest has been is in Marineford, but Blackbeard backed out.
Yeah. Oh man, I already have like so many theories with Blackbeard now. I keep watching videos of people like talking about what they want to do or what they think like he has now that we know what Luffy's fruit is and everything. And I'm like, shit, like anything could happen, really.
Pretty much.
Yeah, but that's a separate topic. So I love that. I'm surprised that Luffy versus Kaido was split up into 4 parts, basically. Like 4 rounds, bro.
I'm fine with that because I mean he's done it before. For example, with Crocodile when he fought him the first time he lost.
Yeah.
And I guess the second time
He lost again.
Yeah. So I'm fine with that. That just proves that Luffy is just getting stronger and stronger, and then
He's very resilient.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
and his endurance is just incredible at this point.
Oh, for sure.
Mhm.
I think it did. I really like that it was split up, honestly, because it made Kaido a better antagonist.
Yeah,
I think Kaido, like,
this man is a tank. Oh my!
he is the
God.
strongest antagonist we have seen in the entire show. There's no fucking way you can argue that because of his feats alone, bro. Like, the amount of people he fought, the amount of damage he took, the amount of time he was fighting, on top of him carrying an island for God knows how long. Like, there was so many chapters, bro.
Yeah, he really did not have a lot of rest time.
No, not at all. He was just back and forth, just like back to back fights. Like it started with the scabbards, right? Which was a good fight. They put up a hell of a fucking fight, and they did a little bit of damage to him, but nowhere near enough to really make a difference. But hey, you're expending stamina, and you're gonna take some blows. Immediately after that, fights the the worst generation, like Luffy, Kid, Law, Zoro, Killer, right? And he took damage, bro. Zoro put in work, Law put in work, Luffy put in work. Everybody did something,
he was
right?
still standing.
Still standing. They all go down. Who's next? Yamato. Yamato versus Kaido. She got some good licks in, bro. She got some good hits, and I'm sure he took some damage. You know,
he was still standing.
Still standing.
And then when Luffy came back,
Luffy comes back. Round 3,
and he's still standing. He's
still standing. He's still beating him,
to the
bro.
point, like, I guess you want to say Luffy died.
That's what everyone says. Like his heart stopped.
Cause he even said, Kaido even said he's dead.
He's
like
dead, bro.
it's done. Like it's over. The war is done.
It is what it do be. Like at that point, right? And he was still carrying the island on top of all that. Like that's not something he can just do and then forget about. Like that has to be a conscious effort on his part.
Yeah.
Because they're his flame clouds, right? And if he gets defeated, then those flame clouds disappear. So he was never defeated, right? To the point that those flame clouds disappear until the very, very end, right?
Yeah, I think at the point where like Luffy used his Gear 5th, that's when the clouds finally started like showing signs. Like he's already like his stamina is going down.
And like it took that much, bro. Like anime onlys won't see that for another year and a half, maybe.
Probably.
It's crazy how long he's been fighting for. So all of those feats just prove to me that like Kaido's a fucking monster, bro, and he
deserves to be a Yonko.
Deserved it, yeah. And I'm really glad that like they proved it, because I was scared that it was gonna be. I remember our conversations, bro. We'd always talk about the fact that like I don't know how Luffy's gonna win this. You know, how many times did we talk about that?
So many times, and I kept telling you, Martine, I do not know how Luffy's gonna win this, because Kaido is just. Was he shown like throughout the fights? It's just like he won't go down at all. Even with the red rock, this new attack,
everything just.
I mean, it caught him by surprise, but he still got up.
It caught him by surprise, and he did take damage, but no, it was nowhere near enough damage to really keep him down, bro. And even towards the very, very end, like I'm still skeptical. Like I know that it's been a few chapters now since he's been down, but he's not dead. There's no way he's dead.
I don't know. I don't think so.
Nah, that's not how you kill them off. Both of them, first of all. We'll get to that in a little bit. This is going to be a good fucking long episode. I'm telling you that right now. We still have plenty to talk about. But, well, Luffy gets knocked down again, right? I think, let's talk about the King, Queen, and Jack fights.
To be honest, I felt like we should have seen a little bit more of Jack.
Yeah, he got the short end of the stick.
Yeah. I wish we saw more of it, to be honest.
Yeah, he was probably the most disappointing out of the 3.
Yeah, because I mean, he's like one of the commanders. What, the third one? The top 3?
Yeah.
But still, I kind of got a little let down of that. I wish we saw more of him.
Yeah, it would have been cool to see him actually do more stuff, or at least like flesh out his character a little bit.
Because I know he fought the Minks earlier, right? Yeah, he took them in their Sulong forms. Yeah.
Oh, that was fucking cool.
Yeah,
I love seeing that.
He took them on, and it shows how strong he is because he was still standing up. I mean, and then who was it? Was it Nekomamushi, or was it the one that fought him?
Oh,
I think it was
it was Inuarashi. He fought Jack, and Neko fought Perospero.
There you go. Yeah,
Perospero pisses me off. Like he's so strong, but like I fucking hate Perospero, bro. Yeah, anytime he's on screen, anytime he's on a chapter, I'm like, fuck off.
Yeah, because he defeated Carrot and Wanda in their Sulong form.
Yeah, which I mean, okay, I get it. You are strong. You're supposed to be. If you're gonna be like Big Mom's first son, like commander level essentially, like you need to be strong. So I guess I did expect it would have been nice if Carrot got the win over Perospero, but I think it would have been too early. So that's probably why they waited. And I think it made sense that it was either going to be Neko or to take him down, because they're like the leader of their people, right?
Because Pedro, was he more with Nekomamushi than Inuarashi?
Ooh, yes, I think he was part of Neko's tribe, or half of the Minks, so, basically.
I guess it makes sense that it was Neko that defeated
Perospero. Yeah, I think I would have liked to maybe see more character out of Jack, because out of the 3, I think Queen is my favorite.
Really?
Dude, Queen is fucking funny. And you know why? It's because in the anime, he does perfect. He's funny as hell. He has like this charisma, and he's like a piece of shit, bro. It's kind of like the same treatment that like Caesar gets, in my opinion. Like Caesar is a piece of shit, right? He's a terrible human being, but he's really fucking funny. Like he's enjoyable. I like seeing him on screen. He's an awful person. He does fucked up shit, but like at the same time, you like when he's there because he has a personality, right? And he's like, I don't know, he makes jokes and he's kind of like crazy, but you know, it works. And that's what I see with Queen a lot too, because Queen is a showman, right? That's his thing.
Yeah.
And oh man, if you haven't seen that episode when he does his concert,
I saw the clip and
God,
it was
dude.
pretty good.
So good. They went all out with that animation. It was the cleanest animation, like up to date, or to that point, I guess. And the music was really funny. I don't know. I really like his character because he's not just a strong commander. Like he's his own
different.
person.
He's different from King.
Yeah.
He's really more serious. He's just mad all the time.
He's a mad scientist. Yeah. He's essentially that mad scientist that I think they do really, really well with. So yeah, I kind of have to like Queen a lot. That's not to say that I don't like King. I really do like King, but I think he's just a little bit more boring than Queen. And that's really all it is.
Yeah.
I think he could have given us more information about the Lunarians, honestly.
I feel like he's saving it.
You think so?
Yeah, because why bring it up? I mean, we've been wondering what the race he was when the first time we saw him. But for them to bring up the Lunarians now, and they say like they were like they used to live in the top of the red line. I mean, that's kind of interesting.
That's that's a big thing to reveal, considering the importance of the red line and the importance of like the celestial dragons and everything, right? So I'm sure there's gonna be more to it. I'm just
and then they say he was the last of his race.
Yeah, he was the last one. And he was saved by Kaido, bro.
And he was getting experimented on too, because the whole flame thing that he can use, the wings. I mean, come on.
The fact that Queen kept bringing it up to Sanji, like, "Oh, are you a Lunarian? How come you can use fire?" How is he the first person to ever question Sanji being able to produce fire?
Yeah, because the only thing we got in was what was it, like the passion he had. And then we just went on with it, like, oh, okay.
Yeah, fuck it, why not?
Yeah,
it's One Piece, but
then like when Queen brought it up, I'm like, I mean,
it's like he makes a good fucking point, honestly. Like, dude, it's 1,000+ chapters, and Queen is the first person to look at this dude and it's like, hey, yo, how you do that? Like, what the hell?
And then, like, I mean, I don't know if it's confirmed, but like, I guess it's theorized that what's his name, Judge, probably had something to do with it when he was creating cooking them
in the lab, fucking Powerpuff Girls.
Yeah, he used probably the Lunarian DNA or something like that, and Sanji was the only successful one because his brothers don't use the fire.
Yeah, none of them. Well, yeah, no, because one of them uses lightning. I think the other one's just strong. I don't remember what the other one does, but
yeah.
Oh, and then Reiju does the poison stuff.
Yeah, but I don't think she was like created just like the brothers. Was she?
No, she was different, right?
Yeah, because she's older than the brothers.
All of them. Yeah, she's Zero, I think. Yeah, I don't remember that process. It's been a little bit, so I might have to go back and check. But yeah, no, it would make sense that Judge used, I guess, maybe Lunarian, DNA or something to help create Sanji, essentially, since he's half like cyborg, basically. Cyborg, whatever, I don't know. So I hope that we find out more about that. And you know when I think we would find out? When we meet Vegapunk.
I've been waiting forever for Vegapunk.
I low-key am more excited to learn more about Vegapunk than I am about Shanks. Because at least we've seen Shanks. At least we know he was on like Roger's crew.
And Vegapunk is just such a mystery.
Dude, we don't even know what he looks like.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I hope he's not has a goofy design. I hope he's like at least a okay, like not too goofy, but not too like serious design.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I would bet money on him having a really, really goofy design.
It wouldn't surprise me.
Like if I had to bet, I'd probably bet on that.
Yeah. I mean, but they say Vegapunk is one of the smartest. I think the smartest person in the world.
I don't think he's evil either. I know he works for the world government. I don't think he's evil.
I don't think so because he respected Kuma's like
final wishes and everything.
He respected it and he actually allowed it. for Kuma to do it
I am.
before like Kuma went on with the experiment and all that. So I am kind of excited for Vegapunk because it's been a while.
It's been a minute. And you know, one of the things that I feel like kind of solidified it, in my opinion, that he's not evil. I think that when he declared that the artificial devil fruit that he created, Momo's devil fruit, was a failure,
When
I
it
think
really wasn't.
it was not a failure by any means. He can turn into Kaido, bro. Like we very clearly saw, like once Momo's an adult, he looks
literally
like Kaido.
an exact copy.
Can make the flame clouds just like Kaido, and you know, I'm sure eventually he'll be able to do a blast breath as well too. Like at least he tried it in the last chapter. I know it didn't work, but he
was trying, so that means it could work.
Exactly. So what part of it is a failure, right? Because it's not like the other smile fruits where they just start laughing like crazy, or it's like the really bad hybrid defective ones, right? It's very clearly, you know, it works. So why would he tell the world government that it's a failure when it's not, unless he wanted to hide it from them?
That, and it doesn't want them to get there, because like if it's proven that Vegapunk can mimic these devil fruits exactly how like the original,
they're gonna exploit
the world
the shit
government
out of that.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh yeah, 100%. I always wonder too, like how did you manage to get any DNA from Kaido to be able to make this fruit? You know?
Yeah.
Like I don't know. We'll ever find out. But no, yeah. That whenever I saw that and I saw Momo, like, you know, actually be able to turn into the full dragon form, I was like, yeah, no, there's no way Vegapunk like is actually evil or working with alongside the world government, because the fruit was a success. There's no reason for him to declare it was a failure. So I'm sure we'll learn more about that, and I can't wait to see Vegapunk. It's gonna be really interesting.
Hopefully soon. Maybe. I mean, there's so much stuff going around in the world. So
there's so many mysteries. How are we 1,054 chapters in and we still like have so many questions, man? You know, he released a statement saying that he thinks it'll end in 3 years.
Yeah, I saw that.
But I love how he even said, like, I don't know if I should even say this because I'm obviously not very credible when it comes to this, but I feel like it'll end in 3 years.
Yeah, because then he said like, was it like last year or 2 years ago? He said 5 years. So I mean, I guess.
I mean, math adds up.
But we have to wait and see if it actually 3 years or not.
Yeah, no, that'll be very interesting to see. Let's see.
We can talk about the King and Zoro fight.
The King and Zoro fight.
It was a really good fight.
I liked it.
Yeah,
I liked it a lot. I think it'll be better animated for sure.
Yeah,
like once both of them are completely finished, anime and manga, I feel so strongly that I will very easily pick the anime because they have been killing it with these action sequences, man.
Yeah, especially when Zoro stopped the.
Did you see that?
I saw.
Oh my god, it was so good.
I can't wait for that.
I can't wait. I know their pacing is not the best, but damn it, when they need to deliver, they fucking deliver, bro. That Red Rock was amazing. Zoro stopping the blast was phenomenal.
I can't wait for Ashura.
I can't wait because this will be the first time we've seen a proper Ashura since fucking Savaodi, I guess.
Ashura? I think
he used it in Savaodi for sure.
Did he?
Yeah, he used it against the Kumabot, remember?
Oh, I guess so.
But like a good version, I guess you'd say Annie's Lobby.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the whole King and Zoro fight, it was pretty good. But you have to think about it. He took a lot of damage when he was fighting Kaido and Big Mom.
Yeah.
Like he broke bones stopping the attack of Big Mom and Kaido.
Yeah.
And not only that, he uses the Ashura, and it took a lot out of him because that was basically his whole final big attack.
Yeah, that's like any energy he had left was used on Ashura. So,
and and it was Chopper that actually boosted him up with the
with that the steroid shot. Basically.
I guess so.
I don't know what you want to call it,
because he was really badly injured when Sanji found him.
Yeah,
and he brought him to Chopper, and then when Zoro and Chopper were talking, and then when that the goat doctor, he brought up the
steroid shot, the steroid, whatever.
Chopper didn't want to give it to him because it's gonna because he warned Zoro about it, like the after effects or the side effects, the whole pain you're feeling is gonna be like 100 times worse. And he just said, I don't care. Give it to me. Yeah.
Did you not see what I did in Thriller Bark? Give me that shit.
Yeah. But yeah, the whole fight was so good. I mean, you saw him struggle with
Dude,
King because I mean he was flying
he
and
was flying, and the thing was that like King was not a bad swordsman by any means, but he was like he wasn't being a true swordsman because he was
yeah.
punching him while holding a sword. So Zoro had to really physically be able to take those hits,
Hmm.
but at the same time counter his sword skills because he could use a sword,
Yeah.
right? On top of that, he can also fly,
Mm.
and Zoro obviously can't fly. So it's a lot of things that he has to kind of like do all at once.
Yeah.
And King put up a good fucking fight.
Yeah, until like I guess Zoro, because like Zoro was when he was taking the damage, he had to figure out like he even said it like I need to know what he is, and then I can understand his powers.
Yeah, yeah,
And I
yeah.
guess he finally figured it out because like he will always have the flame on,
Mhm.
and then I believe when the flame was off, he'll be even faster or something like that.
Oh yeah, yeah. I forgot about that.
So yeah, he finally caught on to it, which I'm glad he did.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah, and then that's when he finally like I guess he did his final attack
Yeah, yeah.
on King. Well, it
Bro,
was pretty
it
good.
was good.
You know what's like it really interesting? I don't know if it was supposed to be paid off or anything, but like the whole him seeing the Green Reaper.
Oh my
What the hell
god.
was
Yeah, what the
that?
fuck was that about, bro? That didn't go anywhere.
Yeah, I don't know if that was supposed to be a gag that or something, but
Remember when that first popped up at the end of the chapter and everyone thought it was Brooke fucking coming in
yeah,
and Zoro was just delusional and he was like, "Oh my god, it's the Grim Reaper."
yeah. But
Kind of wish it would have been
it would have
that.
been funny. But I kind of like dismissed that theory because like I don't think Brooke was even close to
Nah,
that
he
area.
was with Robin trying to escape CP0, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah.
No, I don't know what his intention was with that. And that's not something I'm confident in saying that we'll get to see more of or learn more of. Like, I could be wrong, honestly, because I've.
Maybe, yeah, because I mean, we still have to see Zoro visit the grave of what's his
Oh,
name?
Rima? Or
Ryuma, I think.
do you
Yeah,
think he will?
I mean, I,
God
I
damn
don't
it.
even know how it is.
Dude, Wano's never going to end.
It's not.
It's not. Do you think he's going to keep Enma?
Yeah,
You think
it
so?
looks like it's solidified that he's keeping it.
But what about the other oh fuck. Emery's gonna kill me for not remembering the name of the other sword. The cursed sword, the Katetsu blade.
Which one?
The one that
The
remember the
Luffy
one that
had?
Luffy grabbed, yeah.
I mean, I think that belonged to well, I mean, you said spoiler, but
Mhm.
Odin's dad.
It's Odin's dad,
Yeah.
bro. Everyone fucking saw that one coming. That was not a surprise.
Yeah, so I think he kept it. I believe he is a sword swordsmith. Like he
Mhm.
makes the swords.
Yeah, yeah,
So yeah, so I think it's back to him.
I low key kind of. It's not that I don't want Zoro to have Enma because
Mhm.
Enma's so cool, but I think honestly I would prefer Momo keeping his sword and maybe using Enma as well because Hiyori's not a swordsmith or anything or
No,
swordsman.
the Enma was Hiyori's sword.
Yeah, I know, but Hiyori's not going to use Enma. Why
Yeah,
would she use it?
that's what she gave it. She gave it to Zoro
I think it would make more sense for
for
Momo to have both.
But I mean,
Look,
he's never really trained with the sword because
he's
like
got all of the scabbards to help train him, bro.
yeah, but like I don't I to be honest, I don't see Momo being a two sword style user.
You don't?
Mm-mm.
Hmm.
So that's why Odin like his like dying wish, I guess like to Toki,
Hmm.
he told him like give the swords, one to each.
One of each of
Yeah.
them, yeah. I don't know. It's just like the theory that me and Emery have talked about a lot is that like how cool would it be if obviously there's three Katetsu blades, the one that Zoro has, the one that's with Odin's dad, right,
Mhm.
and then the one that the Gorosei have because he has the other Katetsu blade.
The Goris, really?
Yeah, dude, that's been confirmed.
Hmm.
So there's
I don't remember seeing that.
So there's three of them,
Uh-huh.
and like obviously the Katetsu blades have some kind of meaning to Zoro because of the whole like arm thing. We all remember that, right?
Mhm.
Like, how cool would it be if he was the one to turn all three cursed Katetsu blades into like black swords?
Yeah, that'd be pretty cool.
Come
I guess.
on, come
Yeah.
on, right?
Yeah, because like they're technically cursed swords from what they said, and he's using a cursed sword and it's still still works.
Okay, I just cooked up a theory just now. I'll probably be completely wrong, but here it is, right? And this ties into the whole King of Hell situation that we saw, right?
Oh, when he said he's gonna be King of Hell,
bro.
yeah.
Okay, if you're gonna be the King of Hell, then you're gonna, have some kind of control over like cursed objects or whatever, right?
But isn't Enma like a underworld sword type thing?
Ooh, I don't know if it was an underworld sword.
Because like both swords had like different meanings. Like I think the sword that Momo had was supposed to be like heavenly and all that. And then Enma was supposed to be underworld.
God damn it! You can't let me have anything, can you? Man,
dismissed your theory.
Fuck you! I'm staying with my Katetsu theory, bro. I think that would make more sense because I don't want it to be like Zoro gets super strong because he has a strong sword. I want Zoro to get super strong because he learned how to use the swords. You know what I mean?
But I mean, I guess that shows how Zoro is so strong because they warned Zoro about Enma. Like no other
person can handle it.
Yeah, the only other person was Odin. Yeah. And then you have Zoro controlling it. I mean, he almost lost control, but it took him by surprise.
Oh, yeah. Well, there was a lot going on, and he had probably been, like, really worn out from his prior fights.
So,
yeah, it could go either way.
So, like, if he can master at least, like, to control his sword, then I think it will work out at the end for him to get even stronger and maybe make the other swords into black blades.
Maybe, yeah.
Because even Odin made those swords to a black blade, which I'm kind of surprised.
Yeah. Well, that's something I think we'll find out pretty soon, considering WANO's almost ending. So, and it's cool because even Oda said, like, we're ready to move on to the next island. Like, where are we gonna go? Where do you think? I know that we're jumping a lot of stuff. We'll come back to the important stuff. Don't worry. But where do you think they'll go?
I don't know. I have no clue.
I was so confident that it was Elbaf until we saw fucking Shanks. I'm like, fuck, where are we gonna go now?
It's just so hard to say.
I don't know, but that's what I fucking love about the show. It's so unpredictable, even till now, bro.
Because when you think you like have something, like you guess something, like they're probably gonna do this and this and that. Oda kind of throws a curveball, and he doesn't do that.
Yeah, a little bit
somewhere else. And I love it.
Yeah,
because it keeps me guessing and
yeah. The last thing I want is to have a really like predictable show, right?
Yeah.
Because that's how I feel with a lot of other anime or manga that I read. I'm like, oh, well, that was fucking predictable. Like, dude, the most predictable thing I've ever read in a manga was Dabi being fucking Todoroki's brother.
It was literally like
spoiler.
Right there. It was literally right there.
Everybody knows, bro. You don't have to like make a whole thing out of it. Like, yeah, I'm glad that it got confirmed, but. But this is different. One Piece has such a way to like keep me on the edge of my seat, thinking that I know what's gonna happen, and then just flipping the page and being like, nah, like completely different, right? That's what I think is just one of the most unique things about this show.
Yeah.
I don't know. I guess we'll find out what swords he ends up keeping after that, but. Yeah, no, overall, the King versus Zoro fight, I was pretty happy with. I liked it a lot.
It was a good fight for Zoro.
I hope we learn more about Lunarians in the future, and maybe we'll learn it once we meet Vegapunk. Maybe he knows about them too.
Yeah, hopefully. Because, I mean, it's almost like the whole the sun god thing with who's who. Like, it just came out of nowhere. Because when he said it, I'm like...
I was like, what the hell? Like, okay.
Yeah, and then, like, it turns out that's... with Gear the
Awakening for Gear 5, yeah. Man, that was crazy because it was really, if you think about it, it was right there. Because he said it up perfectly, but at the time we just would have never thought that like the gum fruit could have like evolved into something that big, right?
No, because the world government basically kept it a secret and like they gave it a fake name.
Been lying to us since chapter 1. Chapter 1. I told Emery whenever that fucking chapter came out and everyone was losing their shit. Emery was like, "What the fuck is going on, bro?" And I'm like, "I obviously can't tell you, but let me just say I feel betrayed." Like we all feel betrayed. He's like, "Betrayed," and hit the look on his face. Because it's true, bro. How do you go 1,000+ chapters thinking you know something about
20+ years
the main character?
20+ years lied. He lied
to us.
I'm like, wow. I never saw that coming. I never even guessed it. Like it could be a whole different fruit. Because
it's not even a fucking paramecia. It's a zone.
Exactly. So I'm like, what the hell is this?
I don't know. Well, I think they said that it's both. It's classified as both.
Is it classified?
They said that it's classified as a mythical zone, but also with the properties of a paramecia.
Yeah, because I mean, you do have those devil fruits or like special case, almost like I guess a good example is Katakuri's
Yeah,
a
exactly.
special paramecia because like it has Logia type.
Yeah, basically properties of a Logia, but
It's a paramecia,
it's still considered
yeah.
paramecia.
So I
And that's
mean,
what everyone thought too. We thought Luffy just had a special paramecia that let him do a lot of crazy shit. But it turns out it wasn't a special paramecia. It was a fucking zone. Oh my god!
not even just a zone. It was a mythical zone.
Yeah.
So it's even more rare and stronger. I'm like,
Oh
holy shit.
Do you feel like that was kind of a, you know how like in Naruto it ended up being like him being the prophecy child and like having god powers essentially because of the Sage of Six Paths? Do you feel like it's kind of similar that like Luffy got these god powers kind of like randomly, or do you feel like no, like this could make sense, or it feels still kind of earned?
I think it could go both ways
Mm-hmm.
because I feel like I don't know if you read those Road to Laugh Tale chapters.
I read like parts of it.
Yeah, so I think in one of the chapters they talked about the whole Luffy's devil fruit,
Mm-hmm.
and they brought up some panels actually from Skypiea.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you saw that.
I don't think so.
So they were saying like I can't remember what part of Skypiea it was, but I think it was when they were like there was like a big campfire and they were just like celebrating and dancing around.
And when Luffy was like dancing,
Yeah, and it kind of looked like similar to Nika Nika.
Yeah.
But it's not just that he looks similar to it, but the beats of the drums sounded similar, or actually almost the same,
like identical almost.
Yeah,
right?
and that's they brought up it, that chapter brought it up, and they said like, could this mean something? I'm like, that's interesting.
Interesting.
So
that's gonna be interesting when it gets animated because they'll have the power of
so maybe
the actual drum beats and music and stuff, you know?
Yeah, so maybe he kind of had an idea of what he wanted it to be, but we have to weigh if it's gonna pay off or not.
I'm praying to Oda that whenever it gets revealed in the anime, that we'll get the main, like, you know, that main One Piece, like the song that like you hear when the straw hats assemble or whatever.
Oh,
like,
yeah, I think I
know
what
what song I'm talking about, right? I want there to be. Have you seen the people that like remixed it and made it like an orchestral version of it, or like a really big epic version?
No, but I'm thinking the same you were, like if they can like probably take that same song and like rework it a little.
Yeah, have the drums be a really big like oomph, you know, like at that moment I would cry. I would burst into tears because as a production person, it's just the pinnacle of what you can do to like foreshadow stuff.
I feel like they will do something similar or even close to it.
Toei, please don't drop the ball on this. Please just give it to us. You know what we want.
I don't think so. They've been doing a really good job.
They've been doing a really good job. After this ends, I'm gonna show you ones that I found of like people making it. That's really fucking good. It gets you hyped for so much stuff. Like I can picture it perfectly with the way they've orchestrated it. But it's about that time that we talk about Toon Force. Wait, no, actually, we're forgetting something really big. Actually,
which one?
The biggest woman.
The what?
Big Mom, bro.
Oh, and
we totally forgot about her.
The whole Law and Kid. Did you like that fight?
I did.
Yeah, I did.
I really did, actually.
I mean, they're like rivals, but yet they're still working together to take down an emperor.
Yeah, and they were bickering the entire time.
Yeah.
Dude, I wasn't expecting to see their awakenings. I'm not going to lie to you.
I did not see it coming. Nothing.
Not at all.
So, I mean, they were giving everything they had to Big Mom, but yet she wouldn't go down either.
Yeah.
And she kept surprising us how durable she is.
It's that Yonko fucking strength, bro.
Yeah. But I mean, it's not just the Yonko strength. I mean, it's just years of experience in combat.
Yeah.
I mean, they're old.
Yeah.
So they have more experience than the worst generation.
Yeah, they've been through their fair share of fights, I guess is how I'd put it. And especially because they're coming from the Rocks Pirates. And I think at this point we have a very clear understanding you don't fuck with the Rocks Pirate. And I want to know more about Zebek, right?
Yeah.
Like, dude, we don't know shit about him. I'll bring that up in a little bit again, but so I don't know. I think I was really surprised at how they went about it because I didn't expect Big Mom to fight both of them. I I actually don't know what I was expecting for Big Mom. She was kind of like the random like thing thrown into Wano that I was like,
Mhm.
oh shit, what are they gonna do about it? Because it's two Yonkos, right?
And that's what I was thinking. How are they gonna defeat two Yonkos?
Yeah, but then once I saw the lineup, like when they went to the roof the first time, and it was all of them versus Big Mom and Kaido, I was like, oh, okay, so they maybe could split it up and give the other people like an opportunity to fight each Yonko or whatever, right?
Mhm.
And I think it made sense that it was Kid and Law taking on Big Mom, and I really like that Killer fought what's his face?
Hawkins.
Hawkins, yeah.
Yeah, that
That
was
was good.
actually an unexpected fight.
That was unexpected but good.
Yeah, it
I
was
fucked with
really
it.
good because I mean Hawkins had like the upper hand on Killer, but then
Oh,
kind of Killer outsmarted it.
I
Yeah.
loved that moment when he was like he cut off his arm because Kid already had lost an arm.
Mhm.
Genius. That makes so
Yeah.
much sense, right?
It's
I
like
love
Hawkins
that.
completely forgot.
Yeah, that's honestly a really big like L on fucking Hawkins' part.
Yeah.
Like, bro, come on.
Mhm.
You've seen him. You know what the fuck he's been through. Like, that's, you fucked up. You deserve to lose that fight.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I love that it didn't take up too much time. I think it was maybe a chapter and a half at most.
I think so.
Yeah, so I'm glad that we got through that pretty quick. But the fight with Kid and Law versus Big Mom was really fucking good. And I really like the way they awakened their fruits.
Yeah. Laws was really interesting
Yeah.
because at least from what we kind of know with the Paramecia's awakening, they can
Mhm.
like control their environment.
Mm-hmm.
And Laws is kind of different
Yeah, because
because he.
it's not like a tangible thing, I guess, if you want to
Mhm.
say. It's very unique, you know?
Mhm.
So essentially, he's create. You're gonna have to explain the awakening to me again because I'm still like kind of. It's been a little bit, obviously,
Yeah,
since we've read that chapter.
it can get kind of confusing, but like from how Law can make a room and he can like expand it.
Yeah.
Well, he can like make a small one, and from what we saw in the chapter,
Mhm.
he coated his sword with
Oh
it,
yeah, yeah,
so he
yeah.
can control the sword however way he wants.
Because it's specifically coded to that that
The
thing.
croom, that's what they call
Chrome,
it.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
and so that's
I
why
don't know
like
how I feel about that name. I was like, okay, really?
yeah, but when he stabbed the Big Mom with it,
Oh,
it
he
it
made his sword enormous, remember?
exactly, he can do
Oh, that
whatever he
was
wants
so
because
cool.
it's
Yeah,
coded, so
yeah.
he can manipulate it. And when he stabbed Big Mom, the pierced attack didn't hurt Big Mom because he's controlling with the room,
Yeah.
but the insides he can basically do whatever he wants.
Oh, yeah,
That's why
yeah.
he did the like what two different attacks on Big Mom
Yeah,
with
he
it,
kinda,
and
like, combined 2 attacks
yeah,
to
and it
hurt her from the inside.
almost like a really strong gamma knife.
That's how I saw
Yeah,
it
I
too,
think it
yeah.
was like a shock or something like that.
Counter Shock, maybe?
I think so, but it was strong. It was really strong to the point that actually Big Mom started bleeding.
Oh, yeah, she was, like, coughing up blood and shit
Yes,
too,
because it was
yeah.
from her insides, and
Uh-huh.
not we know how her outside is really durable. It can be like almost
Yeah.
penetrated.
And that's the cool thing is because we've seen that a lot from the moment we met Big Mom, like when
Hmm.
she kind of had that little clash with Luffy and Whole Cake, like bro, and even when Brooke tried to like hit her, like her exterior is just fucking tough as hell. She is a
Exactly.
brick wall.
Yeah.
So it made sense that the only way to really damage her like significantly was to damage her from the inside. And
And who
Law
was
was the
the
perfect person,
exactly?
bro.
Yeah.
It's just set up. Man, Oda sets himself up so fucking
And then it
perfectly.
worked with Kid using his awakening
His awakening
to
made
help
sense.
just both of them like
Yeah.
fighting together. Like it really paid off. Like
Yeah.
to defeat Big Mom.
Mm-hmm. Like I love how simple Kid's awakening was, but no, it makes sense because obviously he can control the magnetism of his objects and manipulate it the way he wants, right? Because he controls it.
Mhm.
But if you were to awaken that, and I think we might have actually talked about this in one of our like other episodes, I think we tried to awaken Kid's fruit.
Mhm.
And I want to say that we basically said that like, oh, what if he like made the magnetism on something else, right? Like we were on the verge of it. I want to say, don't quote me on it,
Mhm.
but it makes sense that like he would move, I guess, the magnetism from him to
To
another
another.
object,
Yeah.
being Big Mom, right?
Yeah, and I don't know if it works like he has to touch them first. I can't remember,
Mm,
but like I think you have to touch him first.
maybe,
Yeah,
maybe.
and that's what he did. And but I mean, even though it didn't, it slowed down Big Mom. It didn't stop her, but it
Yeah,
just
no,
slowed her down. But
that's the thing. It took both of them. There was no way that either one of them could 1v1 her. I think if it was just Law and Big Mom, he would have lost. If it was just Kid and her, he would have
Mhm.
lost. They
Yeah,
had to work together because they pulled literally everything they had.
yeah,
So yeah, no, I fucking love that fight,
yeah.
honestly, and
But
I'm
it
excited to
was
see it.
pretty good fight. Um, when when Law did that big attack, like where it just drove her down, like outside of Onigashima, like what did she land in the water? Was it land? I can't remember. It was
It
land,
was
right?
land.
Yeah.
They
Okay.
no, because remember at the end it showed both of them like in the lava.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
she got pushed through the land essentially.
Oh.
She got Doflamingoed.
Yeah, she did.
Basically. No, that was really cool. All right, now we can talk about it.
About what? Gear 5?
Year 5. Well, I mean, we all kind of expected something to happen because there's just no way. After losing 3 times in a row to Kaido,
I figured he would have used Gear 5, but I wasn't expecting to be the awakening.
No,
the
I
devil fruit.
never in a million years did I think that it was going to be the same thing as the awakening. I always thought they were going to be 2 separate things.
Mm-hmm.
And honestly, I didn't even expect Gear 5. I expected another Gear 4th variation.
Okay.
Do you ever see those theories about like Gear 4th Tiger Man or whatever?
I think I have.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was like essentially, you know how there's like Snake Man and there was Bounce Man. Like, I think it was taken from like folklore or whatever. How like the tiger is the one that fights the dragon or something like that. So people were kind of like going off of that, which also would have made a lot of sense. Would have been cool, but you know, in hindsight, I don't think it would have been enough because it's still Gear 4.
I'm back, bitches!
Motherfucker, we're recording.
I know that!
Bitch.
It's fun when it's like that!
You want to get spoiled?
You guys are in my home! I'm gonna come say hi!
Hi, how are you?
I'm good, how are you?
I'm good. You picked...
Hi, guys.
Bro, it's a good thing.
I knew what I was doing!
Did you hear anything?
Yeah. Sorry, I made sure I was live when I came in.
Alright, well,
Okay, love you guys.
love you too. Hi.
Also, Thor Love and Thunder is a really good movie.
Oh, you guys went to go see it?
That's where we were.
Really?
Make sure.
He's playing a dangerous fucking game, bro. That was a bad topic to come in on.
Like I felt like I heard someone was
I
downstairs.
thought I heard something too, but I was just like, I'm sure it's like the
Like, I
cats or
thought it was
something.
outside or something.
Yeah, that too. Anyone else want to come in, get spoiled? Well, yeah, no. So it turns out it wasn't Tiger Man. It was a new fucking gear revelation. And well, I really liked that we kept getting cuts to the Gorosei.
The chapter started like that with the
Oh
Gorosei.
wait, Zunisha too. I forgot Zunisha was around.
Oh yeah. Because like Shunisha appeared. I feel a little bit let down with that.
A little bit.
Because
A little bit.
I feel like it showed up. They're like, oh, Joy Boy is here, and then basically just dip.
Yeah.
Like I mean,
Yeah, I think Zunisha. I felt like she should have done more.
yeah.
Like,
Because after what Momo said, like, oh, I'm gonna wait until I open the borders.
Yeah.
And then after that, he just basically left. He
was
really
just like-
didn't do much.
it literally came in for exposition, honestly,
Mhm.
and then just kind of.
But at least we know. I guess Sunisha knew Joy Boy back
Yeah,
then.
so there's some kind of relation
So,
there.
Yeah, so hopefully we get more.
I'm sure we
from
will.
that.
hmm
But yeah.
Well, yeah, it was really nice seeing like the Gorosei talk about it. And remember, like they were talking about a devil fruit, and they were saying like, oh, like the real name of this fruit or something. Blah blah. And we didn't know that they were talking about Luffy's fruit. I honestly thought they were talking about Nico Robin, to be honest with you.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I don't know why it just came off like that.
No, when I was reading, I was like, they're talking about fruit, but whose fruit?
Yeah, whose fruit has
And then
been?
the more he was talking, and then he said like, this fruit has the property of the rubber. I'm like,
No fucking
get the
way.
fuck out of here.
Really? Like I knew this. There had to be something there, but the fact that they had been hiding the real name of this fruit for 800 years.
Yeah,
800 years.
they've been trying to get this fruit for 800 years, and he said it's like it has a will of its own,
Yeah.
and it somehow manages to escape,
hmm
which is kind of like it's interesting because like that's one thing that's one point that the Road to Laugh Tale chapters brought up,
Really?
that the Zoan fruits for some reason it's like they have a will of their own.
Hmm.
So I'm like,
Maybe because like most Zoans are like based off animals and stuff, and
Yeah.
animals would have some kind of like, I guess, mental capacity, if you want to say that. I don't know, but yeah, I could see that.
so yeah. So I think whenever we find out more about the devil fruits, I think it'll make much more sense.
It's crazy that it's the human model,
Yeah.
like Nika model. No, wait.
It was the
Hito model Nika. Yeah.
sun god Nika,
Or sun god Nika, yeah.
which is still kind of like interesting. Why a sun god?
Yeah, right. Well, that's where the whole Blackbeard thing comes into play because like people think Blackbeard has like the opposite of what Luffy has. If Luffy is sun god Nika, then they think that he's like the dark version of that, or like something, maybe the moon god or something, right? Because I still think the moon has a big role to play in One Piece that we just haven't really seen yet.
Yeah, because throughout WANO has been showing it a lot. The whole
There's something about the moon, yeah.
It's been showing it a lot.
And even the stuff with like NL going to the moon and stuff like that.
The
Like I know it's a
minks,
cover story, but it's
the
canon.
minks using the moon to go Sulong form.
Yeah. So I hope that that's actually something that will get explored, but I'm not holding my breath for it at the same time because there's already plenty, to kind of go and explore. But yeah, no. So it was revealed that Luffy has the human fruit model Nika or sun god Nika. And I remember that last panel showing like his smile, right? And like a little bit of like that
I guess like rubbery
kind of melting type look. And then was there a break after that, or was it just like
it was a
there was a
fucking
fucking break? Oh, Oda, you motherfucker. There was a break and everyone was losing their minds. Everyone thought it was like the resin thing, like and he would turn into resin. And I'm like, fuck, like maybe because that's what it looks like. It looks like his body is turning into what Katakuri did.
The whole break was just wild in the community because they were trying to guess what it was.
God.
And there were just a lot of fighting and arguments like, no, it's this and this. Like, no, you're wrong. It was
Erick,
really wild.
It's really funny explaining my journey through reading the One Piece manga because I remember I used to wait for the official chapters on Sundays.
Yeah.
And then you would always read them on Fridays, and I never knew how. I'd be like, oh, fuck, like, was it good? Is there a break? Blah, blah, blah. And then I found out about TCB scans, and I was like, oh, motherfucker, this is how you read it.
I've been keeping this site a secret because I used to have this other site for like years. But then, like, I guess Shueisha got mad, and they found him out.
Really?
And, like, they threatened them.
Oh, no.
And they had to shut it down. And I'm like, I got so upset.
Yeah.
I mean, I know why.
It's understandable, but like you got used to it, you know?
Yeah, so I had to find an alternative and I couldn't find a good website. Everything else was like with viruses and ads and stuff.
Yeah.
And then the closest thing that was to that website was at the TBC.
The TCB one, yeah.
And I found it, but I didn't tell anyone. No one. And then I've been noticing this year it's been getting a lot of track. I'm like, oh no, it's gonna happen the same thing with the other website, and then I'm gonna have to find another website.
Well, they're like talking about I don't know like really good details on it. I've just heard that they're trying to work on a way to release the chapters in English and Japanese at the same time.
I heard about that, and thank God,
honestly, yeah. That way we don't have to worry about it. I mean, we'll always have spoilers.
It's still not gonna stop the leaks, but
it'll help.
Yeah,
a little bit. Well, I remember when this chapter came out, that was when like I used to read it and wait on Fridays because I thought like Fridays were the day that those fan translations came out. But then I found out like, no, they come out like Thursday afternoon, like evening type stuff, at least here.
It used to be Fridays. When I used to read it like years ago, it will always drop like in the middle of the night from like Thursday night to Friday.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And there was days that there was times when it was like earlier during the day, like how it is like now.
Yeah.
But or sometimes it had to be like until Friday night.
Oh damn!
Yeah, so
it
was different back then.
No, this was the chapter that like forced me to wait until like I'm in the Discord server and like they announce as soon as the TCB scans go live, they send a message out to everyone, and I immediately go and check it out. Like. That's how on top of it I am now because I refuse to get spoiled because the leaks they start like a week before. I don't know how people find out these leaks. And
usually when it's like a long breaks like this, it's like the chapter is ready to be published or like not published but like to like be released.
Yeah,
it's just they hold on to it.
Well, they schedule it. Yeah, it makes sense.
And that's how leaks get out early because like they take pictures and they upload it online and that's how it starts.
It fucking pisses me off.
Yeah, it's been like that for a long time and it's.
No.
But you have to work with it.
Yeah, you have to.
Yeah, I'm in these like One Piece groups, and they always post like spoilers. But luckily, they put like a warning.
That's good.
So that's why. So that's when I know when spoilers go up, because I try to stay away from like social media because like I know they're out
Yeah,
there
it's
now.
the people on social media that ruin it for
Mhm.
everyone else because the first thing they'll do, like their thumbnail is the spoiler. You know what I mean? Like, dude, when Gear 5 was released, everyone's cover art was Luffy in Gear 5.
Every-
Like that same
Profiles
picture of him
picture,
laughing and
yeah.
everything. And I'm like, dude, that's fucked up. Like, stop ruining it for people, you know? And that's how like my brother got spoiled for it too, because he just kept seeing that image everywhere.
Mhm.
And it's hard to like, you know, not it's hard to be like, oh no, that's not what you think it is. Like it very clearly is, you know. And like a lot of people's arguments for that is like, well, why don't you just read the manga? And I'm like, not everybody wants to read the manga. Some people like enjoying the anime, and that's totally okay. Like
Mhm.
you don't have to go and ruin that experience for everyone else. Like let people experience it and enjoy it the way they want to. You know, you don't have to be a fucking dick about it and just
Yeah.
blast it everywhere, right? Like I don't know. That's just me. But I remember when that chapter came out and like we finally got to see what the fuck it was, and it was Luffy Gear 5 Toon Force basically is what he has.
Yeah, because it was a Gorosei talking about it, and then when he said it's the most ridiculous power in the world, I'm like, what do you mean
What
by
you
that?
mean by ridiculous? That's a really weird word to choose, like
Because
to
he-
describe something.
Yeah, because he didn't say it's the strongest or anything. He just said whatever
it's
you
ridiculous.
imagine, that's what it is.
That's
Like
what it is,
you can
yeah.
we can make it happen.
Dude, that really like kind of breaks the barriers of what Luffy can do now, you know? And it also at the same time explains a lot of what he's done up till this point, you know? Because we've always kind of like the Red Hawk, we always kind of like explained it as like, oh, it's like the friction or whatever of like him punching
Mhm.
super hard or fast or something. And like that friction of his fist in the air coated in hockey creates like, you know, fire or whatever or heat. And that's what he does. And everyone was like, yeah, I guess. Yeah, sure. We really don't have anything else to explain it,
But
but
it even goes further back when like early One Piece when he used the gum bullet or Gatling, my bad,
Mhm.
the rocket rifle. Like
Yeah.
he made that on his own.
Yeah, he's just being creative with it. It's like, oh, it'd be
Yeah.
cool if I could do this. It'd be cool if I could do that. And
Mhm.
I really like that like Gear 5 is almost like a culmination of all of the prior gears. Like you see all of it, right?
Yes, because like there's a
At
part where
once.
like you see him almost as big as Gear Fourth,
Mm-hmm.
and then he just reverts back to normal.
It
Like
reverts back to normal right
yeah.
away. But he's also very fast, clearly. Like,
Mhm.
you know, he can react really fast and move around the way Gear 2 works, right?
Mhm.
But then he also can amplify or like make his body parts as big as they need to be like Gear 3rd, but without having to blow into it this time.
Exactly. He
right?
can just almost at will. Like he can just do it.
Exactly. And I think honestly, like I think him awakening it is basically like he's doing the same thing like when he was doing Gear 3rd, like he couldn't use the fruit's potential or use the fruit properly, so the only way to do it was him thinking like, oh well, if I blow it, like realistically that's not going to work. You can't, that doesn't make
Mhm.
sense, right?
Mhm.
But with his imagination it did make sense, right? So that was
Yeah.
like the method to get to that point. But now that he's fully awakened that fruit, he doesn't even need to do that. He can just imagine it because that is the power of that fruit. This is him using his imagination,
Yeah.
and he can just do it now.
Mhm.
It like skips a step essentially. So I do think it makes a lot of sense. I didn't know how to feel about it when it first got revealed because it's essentially the powers of a cartoon character, and
Yeah, Toon Force. It just caught me by surprise,
yeah.
and I think it did to everybody because I remember the fan arts. I remember the theories, like, oh, he can do this and this and this. It just blew everybody by surprise.
Yeah, nobody knew what the fuck to think, really. And I remember a lot of like people reading the chapter and reacting to it. Like some of them got mad too. They're like, "Are you
Yeah.
fucking kidding me? Like this is what it is?" But then they kept reading and they just start laughing.
But this shit is so
though.
funny.
And it's really funny, you know? Like it's just it's One Piece.
Yeah,
It's like as
it's just goofy.
it's
like,
as much
yeah.
of One Piece as it can possibly get. Like
Mhm.
One Piece has never been a very serious, you know, battle shonen type thing.
Mhm.
It's an adventure, goofy, you know, roller coaster, and we have seen some of the craziest shit in the world. So this really isn't out of pocket for Oda to do at all. It was just
It just caught us by
it
surprise.
caught us by surprise.
Because I think everybody had different expectations from,
Yeah,
from
agreed,
Gear
yeah.
5. I mean, you saw the fan arts.
Oh
and
my god,
They
yeah.
were, they were some of my favorite ones because they just look so funny. And then like from
Yeah.
the official one, they were way
off. There is not a person
Miles
on
away.
this planet that could have guessed like, oh, it's probably gonna be something like that, you know.
Mm-mm.
And you know, honestly, every single version of Gear 5 had some form of hockey like coding.
Yes.
He doesn't have it. He
Mm-mm.
doesn't have any like hockey coating, right?
No, the only thing that he kept was basically that
The
small
smoke.
cloud smoke thing that he had from like Gear 4.
Yeah, and that's the cool combination that I see because it's like the size, like normal body size of Gear 2, right? With that speed, but then he can amplify his stuff like Gear 3rd, but with the clouds and like, power that Gear 4th has.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like literally adding them all up together.
Mm-hmm.
So it makes sense when you really look at it, in my opinion. So I was really happy with it. And the moves he pulled out on Kaido were some of the most unique moves I've ever seen.
Kaido was just, what the fuck is going on?
Dude, he punched Kaido through his head. Do you remember that?
Yeah, so I think that's another thing. So like he can make anything rubber in a way, like the environment and I guess people now, because you saw when he punched Kaido, it just went through him.
So it's really affecting anything he's like touching too. It's like cartoonifying it basically, but I still think the damage is there.
Yeah, because he felt it, and then but he was just so confused because he's never fought anybody with this
like
type
this,
of power. I'm like, what the hell is going on? I was even what the hell is going on? But it's so funny.
Man, when that happened, I love that he picked up the ground and bounced back the blast breath because then that does confirm that like it doesn't, affect his surroundings too, which is what we had believed Awakenings to be. But there's just so much more to it, right? I loved that. Man, Giant Luffy. That panel is one of my favorite ones from that fight.
Before you talk about that, one of my favorite ones was the when he used Kaido as a fucking jump rope.
Oh, top 5. Like so disrespectful, but so fucking funny, bro. And when he was swinging him around too,
his eyes was popping out.
That's gonna be so good when it gets animated because it really like it's I don't know. A lot of people might think like, oh, it like ruins the tension of the fight or whatever, but
that's what everybody's gonna think when it first drops.
When it first drops, yeah, people are gonna think that, but give it some time. Like I did think the same thing. I'll be honest, but
I think it's time and just seeing him use it more. I think we'll get used to it.
We'll get used to it. Yeah, I wonder if he'll be able to use it on command. That's something that I'm curious about.
I think he will because I mean during the fight he was losing it. Remember? He
oh
lost
my god,
it.
you're right. He did lose it,
and then he
went
said
back.
like, I'm not gonna give up. I have to defeat you, and he brought it back.
Yeah, he like turned like really really old or something.
Yeah,
or,
so like he was like it's so Gear 5 is white. Like his hair is white, his clothes turn white.
I like that it's not yellow, so he doesn't look like a Super Saiyan.
Yeah, I think that's why like he went off from the blonde or the yellow. But yeah, like he was reverting back to his regular black hair and his regular clothes. But yeah, he saw, I guess, that expression, like how tired he was. He turned him old, which was kind of funny.
That was funny.
Yeah, but then like he brought it. It's almost like he activated it again.
Yeah. So I hope that he can just kind of use it whenever, but I don't want him to spam it because it might lose like the specialness of it. I think he needs to use it when he needs to because he doesn't need to use it for random fodder people. Clearly, like bro, he was going up against Kaido very easily without this, and the fact that he can use Conqueror's coding now. It's a big fucking deal, bro. So I'm hoping that that'll be enough until
and that's what he used in the last clash.
The Conqueror's coding,
and then with Gear 5 involved. Yeah, so
yeah, for sure, man. All of that was fucking amazing. Like the giant Luffy thing was amazing. When he grabbed that bolt of lightning, oh, that panel was beautiful, bro. Did you see the color spreads for it? Or not the official colors, but like the fan colors?
Fan arts, yeah, they look
plain as hell. That's gonna look really good animated too. The only thing that it's not really an issue is just like, oh damn, like I wish those attacks did more when they landed, if that makes sense.
I guess I can see where you're coming from. But
like Kaido was still holding his own really well. He was kind of manhandling Luffy, bro. Like Luffy got a good amount of hits in, but it wasn't like he was dominating the fight. Kaido was still very, very easily landing multiple hits on Luffy. How many times did he hit him in the face with the club and like block his attacks? Or there's plenty to kind of show that like this isn't a huge power up. It's more of like access to different abilities, I guess, and Luffy has to be able to use them in the right way, right?
Yeah.
And be smart about it, right? Because Kaido is still, he could have won still. It was up in the air.
And how do you feel the whole conclusion of the fight? Did you like it? Did you didn't like it? Did you expected more?
I don't know. I still don't know. I want to say I do like it, but I guess I do wish it wasn't like the fist. I wish it wasn't just one last like punch to end it all, because Oda even said, I don't want to end it with a big punch because my fans won't be happy with that.
Mhm.
So I was expecting something different. It was really cool, and it like I'm sure when it gets animated, it's gonna be, the tension's gonna be there. It's gonna be super fucking epic and everything. But I don't know. But then again, I can't even say like, oh, I would have preferred if this happened, because I don't know what else would have been better.
I think no one will know because I
Mm-mm.
mean, if even Oda struggled to at least try to figure out a way
To end
to,
it.
yeah, then I don't think no one else can like.
Yeah, like unless you have a better idea, which I'm curious to see what other people think
Mhm.
should have happened, but it wasn't a bad ending by any means. It was just the punch was a little bit like anticlimactic. But he
Yeah.
did punch him all the way through, like down to the lava and everything, which was cool. And that fist was fucking huge. It was bigger than the island. Like it
Yeah.
was massive. So
Cause he even told Momo move the fucking island because I'm gonna destroy this.
I'm gonna destroy everything underneath it. So it was really really cool and like powerful and stuff. But I don't know. I'm curious to see what more comes out of Gear 5. But overall, I am glad that Luffy won, and I'm glad that the raid succeeded. I don't know. There's plenty of like people out there that thought that the raid was gonna fail or Kaido was gonna win, and I'm like, okay, but like where do we go from there, right?
Yeah,
That doesn't make any sense.
but I mean, it's gonna happen.
It's gonna happen. Well, that was the end of that fight, and once we finally made it back down, we finally get that conclusion. We get to breathe a little bit.
Momo's design, we
Momo's
finally
adult
get to
design, I
see
loved
him.
it. Fucking loved
It
it.
was so good.
I'm glad it wasn't Goofy. Did you see the
Yeah.
ones with the mustache, bro? Did you ever see those?
I think those are my favorite.
Those
ones.
are my favorite ones. I'm glad it's not that, but God, it would have been so funny if that's what it was.
And that doesn't make any sense. He doesn't even have facial hair.
I know, right? I like that his hair got really long. It's just he looks really fucking
Yeah.
cool. The deaths that happened were surprising to me. I don't want to say I didn't like them, but I also don't want to say like, oh yeah, no, I'm glad it happened. Like Hawkins died, right?
Yeah, I think we can confirm he died because
I'm pretty sure he's dead.
when Drake asked him like who was that person that had that 1% of actually surviving,
It was me.
he
And I was
said it
like,
was me. I'm like, I was expecting someone else.
Yeah, I was expecting anyone else. It could have been
Mhm.
anyone. I don't know if this is a hot take, but I think Kinemon should have died.
I think so.
Like,
He went up against Kaido, and then when he was protecting Momo, I believe he got he got stabbed.
he got stabbed multiple times. My guy.
Kaido stabbed him at the end.
Yeah.
Yeah, he should have died.
There was a lot. Like, it's not that I wanted Kinemon to die, because I love Kinemon, right? And I really wanted him to like at least see his wife again or something, right? Which I mean, obviously he did because he's still alive.
Mhm.
But the shit that he went through, like, it did make sense to me that he didn't die. But that's One Piece for you. Like, death isn't a common
Do you
thing.
think he's in his prime?
Kinemon?
Mm-hmm. Because he skipped the 20 years,
Oh yeah.
and everybody else, the
Kept
other ones
training.
lived through the.
No, I don't think he's in his prime.
You don't think so?
No, because Denjiro is really. Wait, do you think Denjiro is stronger than Kinemon?
Maybe. Didn't they say
I think he
Ashura?
is.
Didn't they say back then with the flashback of Oda? Didn't they say Ashura was the strongest one?
Oh, really?
I think they said Ashura was the strongest. Yeah, because Odin fought Ashura for like a whole day
Yeah,
or two.
yeah. No, okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, so I think Ashura
Yeah.
was the strongest one back then.
Okay,
But then like
but he died.
he took the blast for the bomb. Was it a bomb?
That was a bomb. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was a Conjuro. They actually just showed that on the anime.
Oh, really?
It was the last episode that came out. Yeah, Conjuro, the Odin drawing. Remember?
Yeah.
They did a good job with that too. But yeah, he took that bomb. He's and Izo.
I'm surprised Izo died.
Yeah, that one was sad. I didn't want Izo to die. I wanted more Izo.
I hope.
Wait, where the fuck is Marco, bro? I haven't seen Marco in a minute.
Well, I hope back to Izo.
Sorry.
I hope that you know how he was talking to Usopp and he was telling him to get Kiyomon out of here. I hope he gets like his guns or something.
Yeah,
That'd be pretty cool.
Oh man, Usopp would be good with guns.
Cause he's the sniper
Yeah.
of the Straw Hats. I think that would be
Ooh.
pretty cool.
I don't know how I feel about that, but that'd be interesting.
Like maybe at least have it as a backup.
Something.
If it's the Kabuto doesn't work, he can just pull that out.
That'd
Start
be cool.
blasting. Yeah,
It'd be interesting because I mean his dad is a fucking sniper.
sniper, he's
yeah.
a good
and he's
shot.
gonna end up fighting the sniper from Blackbeard's crew too.
Yeah,
Yeah, no, I could see that.
so that'd be pretty cool.
Yeah, I was.
Yeah, Marco.
We haven't seen him in a bit.
I thought we did. I thought he was talking. I forgot who he was talking to.
The last time I remember seeing Marco was like when the island landed. I guess he might have just been in the background or something.
Yeah,
Maybe he talked to somebody,
because after the whole fighting ended,
but we got a week.
So I don't know if he left. Either I think he helped with the whole
recovering.
Yeah,
oh yeah,
'cause
he's a doctor.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I would hope so.
So he
kind of a
probably
dick move to
helped,
just dip
yeah.
out. It's like, all right, deuces.
Unless he's probably still there, just chilling. But I mean, who knows?
Do you want him to ride around with the straw hats?
I don't know. I really don't know.
I don't know either. Like, I want him to. It'd
But
be
then-
cool if he joined them,
but
but,
then
it also doesn't make sense.
It's not that it doesn't make sense. It's just like it's just too many powerhouses in the Straw Hats already, and then just getting all these powerhouses in one arc.
Yeah, that'd be a little much because we got Jinbei. We forgot about that, but like he officially joined. We're also hopefully getting Yamato.
Yeah, so we're still waiting on the confirmation for that.
Just give me that confirmation, and I'll rest.
And then
easy
I'll accept
tonight.
it. Yeah,
Yeah, for real. And Carrot, bro, I really hope he didn't forget about Carrot. Like, I still want Carrot
she's
to join.
still there with the Straw Hats, even with the whole partying and stuff. She was still there.
Yeah,
so
dude. Like, that would really fucking suck if she doesn't join.
I feel like she probably will.
Yeah, I hope so, bro.
I think she will.
Like,
I think she'll convince Nekomamushi and
that's what Pedro would have wanted. He told me to help out the future Pirate King or something.
Yeah.
Something along those lines.
yeah,
I can see
so-
that.
And they're probably upset. They're like, yeah, you can go.
Thank God we don't have a break. I want the next chapter now.
Yeah,
Wait, let's talk
Okay.
about this chapter.
Well, before
real
that,
Yeah.
before the
Yeah.
whole break, we saw fucking Greenpool for the first
Oh
time
my God.
in years. Because I
Yeah,
mean,
since the
just-
Reverie, basically.
yeah, because that's the first time we saw him, and the silhouette, I
the
guess.
silhouette of him. Yeah,
But
I like his design.
yeah, he looks
Yeah.
pretty dope.
He makes sense. Yeah,
Mhm.
but
Okay,
Yes.
what do you think about his devil fruit? Do you like it or not?
oh, I fucking love his devil
Mhm.
fruit
And I think it just landed with everybody like theorizing like, oh, it's gonna be plant related, and
because he's green.
yeah,
Yeah.
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 Not only because it was just green, because like I guess like the little take they took was the fasting thing.
Yeah,
don't
he
know if you saw
probably
that.
does like photosynthesis or something.
It sounded ridiculous,
but like
but I mean I could see it.
nothing like will ever sound too ridiculous in the show anymore.
Mhm.
Like let's just put that on the table. Anything can happen, and anything that can probably will happen.
Mm-hmm. But no, I did like his devil fruit.
I did too. The only thing I don't like about him is like I was expecting him to be cooler in the sense that like, I didn't think he'd be like the celestial dragon's bitch.
So he's like,
That was perfect timing, honestly.
But,
He's like looks up to them or like praises them, and I'm like, what the fuck, bro? Like Fujitora wouldn't do that.
he's almost like a Sakasuki, you know?
Yeah, and I'm like,
like
damn,
that type of justice.
that's a little bit of a letdown, bro. And he's also, man, everyone was fucking making fun of him whenever he was like, oh, like Sakazuki's gonna be proud if I bring in Straw Hat, blah blah blah. Like maybe
yeah.
he'll be like proud of me or whatever. I'm like, get the fuck out of here, bro. You're an admiral. Like man up. He also took down Queen, King, all of them like easily in the prison.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was crazy.
Mm. I do like how he's. I'm still iffy on his like personality, how he is with like the celestial dragons bitch. I guess you want to
Yeah.
say.
It just comes off like that to me.
Yeah, but
His powers are cool.
yeah,
Yeah.
because I mean, at least he's determined. Like he's actually going for Luffy.
Yeah, but dude, be honest with me. Do you really think him single-handedly can go and actually take Luffy or even anyone because of how many people are on this island right now?
I don't know, because I mean, you saw him take care of the beast pirates in the prison. But I mean, then again, I don't know if they were chained up or not.
I think they were weakened. I don't think that they
Yeah,
recovered because, like, at least everyone, part of the alliance probably had medical treatment on them. Everyone in the prison was probably just thrown there,
Mm-hmm. But then again, he can use his. We see he can use. I don't know if his devil fruit is awakened or not. Because I mean,
It's affecting everything.
because every time he walks, he's leaving a trail of like plants, trees,
Yeah,
flowers. I mean,
Yeah, I didn't think about that.
and I kind of like that because I mean, we saw how Wano was.
It needed a little bit of vegetation.
So I guess Green Bull coming to Wano was a good thing for the land, but not a good thing for the Straw Hat.
Yeah, I don't see any like scenario where the Straw Hats or any of them would lose to him because, bro, like Luffy 1v1 Kaido at this point, right? And you have more than Luffy. You have Luffy, Law, Kid, Zoro. Like, I really don't think they're gonna
I feel
let
like
him take him. I
feel
think
like
they're on the
they
same
might
page.
clash, and then like he's just gonna see like, oh, I'm outnumbered. I'm just gonna
I'm
dip.
just gonna dip.
Yeah,
Maybe.
I
Do you think he might try to steal someone? Like maybe he'll see Nico Robin. He's like, well, maybe I can at least get her because Nico Robin is separated from everybody else right now, bro. What if he finds her?
You back before the break, when that CPO agent was talking, well, had a call. Was it Green Bull that was telling him to like hold off? I'm coming. It was him.
Yeah,
Right?
I think it was Green Bull.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I think the CPO agent is probably still there.
Oh,
And maybe told him like if you can't
if you probably should come and do something about it.
yeah, get Nico Robin, because I mean this because
Damn, I don't want them
when the
to.
CPO agent was talking to the Gorosei,
They still
brought it
said,
up
like,
and
hey.
like, do you think you can get Nico Robin? He said, yeah.
Yeah, I don't see him like obviously taking Luffy. I do see him. That's whenever I told you that I thought I saw a spoiler, that's what I thought it was. But someone I guess just drew a really accurate like drawing of Green Bull capturing Robin.
Really?
Yeah, someone drew it. I don't know who, someone on the internet, I guess.
Mhm.
It looked like he had wrapped like vines around Robin or something. It was like taking her. Like I looked at it so fast when I was scrolling.
You
I
were
was like,
freaking
God,
out.
fuck. I was like, no, I didn't want to see that of all things. Like, don't spoil that for me. But thank God that's not what happened in the chapter, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, no. So I still think it could happen. So I guess we'll just have to see. Honestly, maybe we might see it next week.
It might happen, to be honest.
It
Because
could.
they're really determined to get Nico Robin.
Yeah. So I think that might be like something that initiates them leaving Wano, right? Like it's like the reason for them to move on to the next island, to the next location, whatever it may be, right? Now the only thing that is kind of throws a wrench into the whole situation is Shanks is around.
Yeah.
Shanks was shown in this last chapter, and you owe me a fucking drink.
Yeah. Yeah, we betted on that.
Yeah, we had a bet whether like he would show up.
And the reason I went for the bet is because I kind of knew I've been seeing a lot of pictures of Sabo.
Oh, really?
Right? So like, oh, okay. So I think this chapter
Like
Sabo
Sabo
we finally get to know what happened to Sabo.
Yeah.
And that's what I think. That's why when you said Shanks, I'm like, oh no, I don't think so, because I've been seeing nothing but Sabo.
I don't think anyone expected all of it to be in there. Like technically everybody was right, right? It was Sabo, but it was also Shanks, but it was more Green Bull, you know? So like it was a fucking packed chapter, bro. That was a hell of a way to really come back from that month-long hiatus.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it was phenomenal.
But Shanks is in Wano, bro. Like,
why are you in Wano, bro?
Everybody's excited. They're like, hey, let's go see Luffy. He's right here. Come on, let's go.
Yeah,
Yasub doesn't want to.
Yasub is such a fucking deadbeat, bro. Everyone is saying the same thing. You've had so long to kind of come to grips with like you'll eventually have to meet Usopp again. Why not now? He's officially part. Oh wait, we forgot to mention that they're all Yonkas officially now.
Who?
Luffy, Kid and Law.
Are they really official?
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean,
oh wait, no, not Yonkers. No, I'm sorry.
They have the same bounties.
They have the same bounties, but Luffy
is the one that got
actual Yonk, and Buggy, my man Buggy, bro, representing.
I know a lot of people were pissed.
I don't give a fuck. Yeah. I love that.
Yeah, because I mean, even Buggy said it in the anime, like, "Oh, I should aim for your emperor," and he did.
Yeah, he did, bro. That's how you fail your way to the top, bro.
And I wonder how the fuck that happened, because the last time we saw Buggy, he was the Marines were closing in on him, and he was still a warlord. I mean, not anymore because they revoked they disbanded the whole warlord.
I want to know what happened to all of them. I want to know if Boa got captured. I want to know where Mihawk is.
I think we finally gonna get that since like Wano's ending now.
I'm ready to go back to the outside world.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
And we finally got a little glimpse of it too.
A little bit.
Thank God. But still, Wano. I mean, Shanks being in Wano. Why just show up right now? I think he's there because he heard the news that they teamed up.
Yeah, that they're all there, and also he has Luffy's bounty in his hand, right? So
Yeah,
he's
so he knows that he won. I guess yeah, like the news I guess spread that he won.
Yeah.
And the two emperors are down, and they fill two new pirates fill in those spots.
Yep.
And that's what Lucky Roo was saying, like, hey, he finally made it. He's a great pirate.
Like, there's no
now.
reason for you not to meet with Luffy now.
Yeah.
Like, I feel has met every requirement that we all thought he should meet
Mhm.
to be able to meet Shanks. So now what I'm thinking is like he doesn't want to meet him in Wano, but he's ready to meet him. I think he's just maybe like wanting to have control over the location or situation that they meet, and maybe go from there, right?
Do you okay? Because they brought up the Barto that he
fucking around with Shanks' territory.
yeah,
bro.
and then he burned down the flag and put the straw hats. So they know about it, and they say like, yeah, we can't let that slide.
We can't let that slide, bro. Yeah, I like that, and I like that it's due to Luffy's actions too.
Yeah. So I'm going into like Shanks being like probably a bad guy or a villain. Do you think that when he meets Luffy, when they finally meet,
Mhm.
do you think he will have Barto and set an example to Luffy? Like,
Oh God, oh my God, where did this come from?
because of like the whole theory that he's a bad guy and stuff.
Dude, don't fucking
Yeah,
do that,
bro.
Why would you bring that up? Well, that was good though. Shit.
Yes, like he's gonna set an example. Like, hey, this is the real deal. Like, it's what
Eric-
pirates do.
Eric, bro, if that happens, if he did anything to Barto, Shanks would immediately become the most hated character in One Piece. You realize that, right? He'd be more hated than Sakazuki. He'd be more hated than Orochi. Like, you don't fuck with Barto. Everybody loves Barto, bro.
It could happen.
No. Oh, why you even got to put that out in the universe, bro?
It could happen. And then like the whole panel where when he's talking to Ben,
To go get the One Piece.
yeah, it's time to find the One Piece.
And casually just decided he wants to go and get it. Like,
And the whole, especially how Oda drew the whole panel of Shanks saying the One Piece, so really the whole shadowing on
makes
his
him look
eyes.
ominous.
Yeah, and
yeah.
got me thinking. And then I'm wondering, okay, he doesn't want to meet Luffy at Wano, but he's at Wano. Shanks is at Wano.
So what's he doing there?
So the two possibilities that I gathered is either Pluton, because Pluton is at Wano,
Mm-hmm.
or the road poneglyph. And then another thing is that I don't think none of his crew members know how to read the poneglyphs. Do you think he can like probably take Robin?
Oh, shit.
And it's going back to him being a
God
villain.
damn it. Man, I really hope not, but that's a good argument, actually. And
Yeah, because who was it?
man, Robin is such a big target, and they
'cause
need
it
to leave
was-
her alone.
Yeah, because I
okay?
think it was Neko or Inuyarashi that said like, "Hey, Robin is the only person that
can
really knows
read
how to read it. So
you
you
need to be careful. Like,
with other pirates trying to kidnap her."
well, everyone always thought that it was gonna be Blackbeard trying to like capture her, but Blackbeard is nowhere to be seen right now. Like, I don't know what the fuck he's doing still.
Yeah, so he's scheming something for sure.
Yeah. So, yeah, but I guess you make a good point. It could be any pirate, and if Shanks is wanting to go after the One Piece now, then that really opens the door to a lot of
Mhm.
possibilities of him. Like, hey, he might need to take Robin and have her read the poneglyphs,
yeah.
right, or something along those lines. God damn it, dude.
Because and then it goes back to Dofi's speech that the throne is empty and everybody's gonna go try to find a One Piece and it's gonna be chaotic.
It's gonna be.
And now that
Don't you feel like it's really just this chapter is starting like just the biggest war that we'll ever see?
yeah, they've been fucking talking about this whole big war thing for a while now.
Yeah.
And I think we're finally gonna start seeing the pieces finally being
Yeah, I don't know why this last chapter really just hit a little different than some of the other ones, because I feel like it almost had a more serious tone without really forcing it. It just came off like, okay, like Wano's wrapped up, bro. Like the Yonko saga has concluded. It's not about Luffy being a Yonko or anything. Like, no, it's about the One Piece now.
Mhm.
The One Piece is the main focus of the story from here on out, I think. and anything having to do with that is going to obviously come into play. So the world government, Secret of the Devil Fruits, the ancient weapons, like all of this stuff is loosely connected to the One Piece, the Void Century, all this stuff. So this is finally the saga where we're gonna get the answers, man.
Finally.
We're gonna get it. And God, I don't know if I'm ready, to be honest with you, man. I'm a very new One Piece fan, considering like how long you've been watching it, how long Gary and Emery have been watching it. Like, I'm still new and I don't feel ready, bro.
And then like I want to have high expectations of these secrets being revealed, but I just can't think of anything really to like what could it be?
Yeah.
Because I know the One Piece is something physical, but it's more than just something
It's
physical.
more. It has to be more than that, right?
Yeah.
Like it's the biggest secret in the world, and it's so like kept hidden that like and nobody in the real world knows what it is besides Oda and a select few of his editors, bro.
Yeah. So I'm like, what could it be? And then for the only person or like the only crew that found the One Piece was Roger. And yet, why haven't they said anything?
Yeah. Rayleigh's still around. He knows what the One Piece is, and he's just chilling.
Yeah.
So that makes me feel like it has something to do with Joy Boy, and I think Shanks knows that, and I really think that he, like, now seeing that Luffy has gotten to that point where like he knows what Joy Boy is or something, and seeing maybe that picture of Luffy, he's like, okay, like he knows what that fruit had. He went after it for a reason. He didn't randomly go after a pirate ship, right?
Well,
Or not pirate ship, CP0, sorry.
From what they showed in that flashback, so they attacked the ship, right? They found out there were CP9 agents and Who's Who was there. And even Who's Who was saying, like, why are they attacking us? We don't have any treasure. The only thing we have is just
a random, like, gum fruit.
Some rubber fruit.
Yeah.
I'm like, but yet. And then Shanks says, I don't care.
Yeah, no, he wanted that.
Yeah, so he wanted it for some reason.
So I think like he knows more than he lets on. I think that's why he has like a say with the Gorosei whenever he showed up and everything. Like, we still don't know what pirate he was wanting to talk about. First of all, like when he wanted to talk about a certain pirate, it could be Luffy.
At this point, it could be Luffy.
And now I'm leaning more towards Luffy because of everything we've seen. I used to think it was honestly Blackbeard, really, but now I don't think so. Especially him being just outside the waters of fucking Wano. Like, man, I need to know what he's planning. I don't trust Shanks, but I don't want him to be evil. That's the thing. Like, I don't like that theory.
He's one of my favorite characters.
Yeah,
he's just
I have 2 Funkos for him, bro. I can't display it. I will. I'm not gonna stop.
Yeah.
But like, damn, dude, anything can happen, and that's the really like anxiety like thing that gets to me about fucking One Piece is like I don't know what's gonna happen, and
you have to know, like, but all we have to do is just wait.
Well, let's end real quick with our boy Sabo because he deserves to be talked about. The Flame Emperor himself.
Bro, finally we get a confirmation. At least what happened.
At least he's alive.
Yeah.
Okay, thank God.
This whole time, at least I was leaning towards like maybe he died or something, or at least they announced in the newspaper that he died, but maybe he was
captured or something. Yeah.
So that's why I was leaning more to, but then revealing that he made an attack in Mary Joyce. They managed to get Kuma.
I'm so happy that they managed to get Kuma, bro.
And they escaped. So like, wow, I'm surprised because Fujitora and Green Bull was there.
Yeah, dude. How the fuck do they drop the ball like that? You have 2 admirals going after one guy and he still gets away.
And that's when they were questioning too. Like you have Fujitora and Green Bull, like, and I forgot who said it, but they were like,
sorry, I really wanted.
They were talking about like, wow, like yeah, we had 2 admirals there, and yet they let them escape. So they were trying to make an excuse, like, oh, maybe they didn't go all out. And
I feel like Fujitora let them get away, bro.
You think so?
I do think so. I don't think Fujitora, out of everybody, he's probably the most honest and like, I guess,
at least he's the one that
moral admiral, bro. Like, he knows what's up. You saw what he did in Dressrosa. Yeah, I think he knows like what's up, and I think he understands what Sabo and the Revolutionary Army are fighting for. I think he understands it more than like he lets on. And yes, he has a role to fill in the Marines, like he's an admiral. But I think he's using his position to kind of like get in and help change the world in the way that he feels like would make sense. Like he he very clearly admires Luffy, just from like his quick meeting with him. He admires Luffy and what he stands for. He's not a bad person by any means because he rectified the situation in Dressrosa. Like, it could have been a complete what's the word I want to use? I guess parallel to what happened in Alabasta. Remember how they covered up the whole crocodile thing and made it seem like the Marines came and saved the day, but like Fujitora made sure to go in and apologize on behalf of the world government for allowing this to happen, and they weren't happy with that,
Yeah.
So he's making his own decisions, right, that fall outside of like the way of thinking that the world government does and the Marines do, right? So that's what leads me to believe that, like, yeah, I know that he is gonna do what he needs to do as an admiral, but I think he's doing it just to keep that position there. But I still think that when push comes to shove, he's gonna choose the right thing, hopefully.
Yeah, well, we'll see. So, and then what else did they show? The
Cobra's dead.
Yeah,
Cobra. Oh, I saw that coming, but damn, they killed off Cobra.
Did you see that coming?
A little bit.
Yeah,
because I don't think they were gonna kill off Vivi.
No,
these guys over here, bro, they're convinced that Vivi's dead. Like, I don't think you could convince them otherwise.
I mean, who knows? Because we just know that she's missing.
I think Sabo took Vivi to protect Vivi. I think that they wanted to kill both Cobra and Vivi because they were both there, but I think Sabo was able to rescue Vivi, and they made it look like maybe Sabo kidnapped Vivi. Like, that's the narrative that they're telling in the newspapers. But dude, no. First of all, Sabo did not kill Cobra. There's no way he killed Cobra.
And if he did, I'm like, that'll be like, I'll be shocked.
There's
if he
no
actually
reason
did.
for it, right? So I definitely think.
And not only that, but like the Gorosei were talking about Cobra, like, hey, Cobra wants to talk to us privately and stuff. I'm like, maybe they did something to Cobra.
I think it was them, and I don't think Sabo killed him. I think Sabo saved Vivi for sure to get her out of there, because I'm assuming that, like, if they met at some point, Luffy's gonna come up, and then, like, as soon as Vivi learns that Sabo is Luffy's brother, and Sabo learns that Vivi used to be a Straw Hat, he's gonna do what he can to protect her.
Yeah. And then, like, I guess, like, those scenes from, like, in between the acts in Wano finally makes sense. The whole Morgan, when he knew, like, because he himself said it, like, oh, someone died at the reverie, an attempted murder, assassination actually took place. So he knew. And it was there the whole time. It's just we didn't know who it was.
That was the biggest thing, like, hanging over all of our heads throughout the entire, like, Wano arc is like, hey, someone died over here, and I'm not going to tell you who it is.
Yeah.
Fucking asshole,
Yeah,
bro.
because then we got the whole everybody in the world reading the newspaper. And then those people crying when reading the newspaper makes sense because it's probably the Alabasta Kingdom reading it.
Yeah, man.
And like they see their king is dead. And then not only that, but the princess is missing.
Yeah, no, it's chaos. The world is in chaos right now, bro. Like, their Cobra's dead. Fucking Revolutionary Army has openly declared war now on the Celestial Dragons and on, like, the world government, basically, right? Which is very significant, and I don't think I'm seeing enough people talk about it. Like, we are in, like, this is a war now.
Yeah.
Like, this is the final war, which is what Oda's been talking about, but essentially, like, this is the beginning of it, because with everything that's happened at the Reverie and Sabo, doing what he did and being, renowned as, like, the Flame Emperor or whatever, like, he's gathering all these people. And what was really crazy to me is that people are looking up to him and, basically putting him as, like, the face of the Revolutionary Army more than Dragon.
Yeah.
Isn't that crazy?
I think that was kind of shocking a little because, like, because Dragon is the leader of the Revolutionary Army, but then you have Sabo. I guess it's just the influence that Sabo has.
I think it's that, and also just, like, the situation. Like, I think Dragon was getting ready to do something, but I just think he's maybe a little bit more cautious, and Sabo acted more impulsively seeing Kuma. You know what I mean? And I think that, like, him reacting to trying to save Kuma and everything is what essentially, like, led them to, there's no other way but to go and attack, and that is an act of war right there. You know what I mean? And obviously that's not what Dragon had in mind, but it is what it is now. And the fact that Sabo was the person front and center, that's what made him the figurehead for the Revolutionary Army. You know what I mean?
Yeah, Sabo, and then Sabo destroying the what was it, like a monument of the Celestial Dragon?
Yeah. There's that too.
Because I wonder what it was.
I'm going to too. I don't remember any major monument. I might have to go back and either rewatch or reread.
Yeah, so he destroyed that. And then the attempted assassination they were talking about. I don't know. It was it was a celestial dragon.
Charlos?
Was it? I don't think it was Charlos.
It was the attempted assassination on Charlos, which is the guy that Luffy decked in Sabaody. But the other celestial dragon, the one that was saved by the people in Fishman Island, remember? Otohime, the nice one now. He was the one that, like, I guess either dropped the charges or helped drop the charges on that attempted assassination.
Oh, okay.
That's what I think it was. They both had something to do with it, and it was the celestial dragon. I don't remember his name, but it was Morsgard, I think. Morsgard.
Something like that.
Don Quixote.
Mm-hmm.
I still remember that. Like,
that's kind of surprising.
Yeah,
he's
just
related to Luffy.
Bro, I can't wait to see Luffy again because you know he's gonna come back, and that's gonna be.
He better come back.
Fucking better, bro. Do you think he'd fight on the side of like the good people or the bad people?
I think he'll fight on his own side.
You think so?
Yeah.
But he renounced the celestial dragons, though.
I don't know.
Like, you know what I mean? He like he is a celestial dragon, but like it's very separate. You know what I mean? And he is a pirate more so than a celestial dragon, in my opinion. So
yeah, and but he uses the celestial dragon.
Well, that's because it's Luffy. He's gonna use those powers to his benefit, but he wants to be a pirate. He wants to rule shit. You know what I mean? And I think like the era of pirates benefits him more than him being like a stuck up fucking celestial dragon living in Marijois. Like that's not the life I see him living. So
yeah, I guess so.
That'd be interesting.
And then I found another interesting thing was the people rebelled against their kingdom.
Which people?
It showed at the end. You remember like the whole panels of like a bunch of people like cheering on Sabo and stuff.
Oh yeah.
It said that these kingdoms or like the people in these kingdoms rebelled against the kings that were coming back from the reverie. So it was like eight of them.
Oh shit!
So
yeah,
it's 8 kingdoms, and they're taking over.
Man, dude, everything is happening. I'm really excited to see what like Luffy and the Straw Hats are how they're gonna react once they read the fucking newspaper.
Yeah.
Just give them a newspaper. That's all I want, and I want to see their reaction.
Luffy never reads a fucking newspaper.
I know, bro.
It's always either Nami or Robin. It's someone else reading it.
Bro.
Brooke reading it, but they're gonna at least the people that met Sabo, the Dressrosa people like Robin, Frankie, Zoro. Maybe if they read the newspaper and they finally tell like Luffy, like, hey, Sabo did this. And like we fucks with the people in Alabasta, yeah. So like, so we're gonna do it about this situation.
Yeah. Damn. Oh my god, I don't know, but I think we've been talking about One Piece for long enough. This ended up being a way longer episode than I expected it to be, but hopefully you guys enjoyed it. We're gonna try to keep doing these manga talks. Me and the guys are gonna try to do more manga talks about other shows. We want to do some about My Hero, some about Black Clover, because that's coming back soon. And I know Gary's been, I think he should have already picked up the manga. So once we're all caught up with that kind of stuff, we're going to start doing these a little bit more often. So let us know what you think. Make sure to comment, like, subscribe, turn those notifications on. Make sure to follow all of us on our respective TikToks, MV Juro and Gersh Mataro for them. And follow the Anime Alchemist podcast on TikTok as well. Eric, thank you so much for coming on. Really appreciate it. We're definitely going to do this again.
Yes, we are. Because, I mean... There's so much crazy stuff.
There's so much crazy stuff. This is just the beginning.
I wouldn't mind coming back with these manga talks for the other shows and
absolutely, yeah. We definitely have the capability to set up a guest now. We did it with Jesse the last time, so once we start that up, I'll let you know and we'll set you up. We'll have a real good conversation about all of it.
I'll be down for that.
Absolutely. Well, with that, thank you guys so much for tuning in, and Alchemist out.